Donald Cerrone, Eddie Alvarez. I'm going to say that unlike a lot of his fights, Eddie needs to establish a good takedown threat. Cerrone is a good kickboxer. He's a very tough guy. He's a tough wrestler too, with a good bottom game. But he often puts himself in position on the feet where he's almost entirely dedicated to a striking offense with leaving the opening for the takedown. If he's worried about getting taken down, now Eddie, I think, can work his hands inside and score a lot more. But getting into a big brawl with Cerrone isn't always the best idea. But if he does, he's got to hit first and hit last. Cerrone is often one to take a few of them to line up his main strike. You got a taller, rangy fighter versus a shorter, stockier fighter. They're both quite quick, but one's more of a kickboxer and the other one's more of a boxer-wrestler. There's a lot of different ways that can go.
Oh, hi. Hi, everybody. This is Anthony Jokwani. I'm just cleaning out my car right now. And, yeah, I just want to give you guys my predictions on this weekend's fight, Cerrone and Alvarez. Yeah, I'm really going with Alvarez on this one. He's a cool guy. I love his style, and I think he's a beast in the cage. And I feel he's going to win it. Yeah, he's going to win it.
If Cerrone can keep it sort of on the feet, I think Cerrone's got a very good chance. You know, he's been very impressive at the 145 weight class. So, you know, I sort of really think that he's going to stay on top. You know, I think he's going to be able to get him on the feet.
It's a very tough fight. Last 2 years, Eddie Alvarez had one fight, and every day fights Donald Cerrone. And I think maybe win Donald Cerrone, but Eddie Alvarez is Bellator lightweight champion. It's okay, but UFC is another level. I think UFC is another. I think Donald Cerrone punch, king, defense is wrestling very good. Eddie Alvarez only hard punch, no good wrestling, I think. No good kick, but Eddie Alvarez tough too. I think Donald Cerrone win.
Got to sit with my WEC guys, even though we don't like each other, we don't get along. Alvarez is in for a rude awakening and not such a nice welcome to the UFC.
Cerrone and Alvarez, obviously they're both great fighters. They both bring, like, just their styles are both amazing. Alvarez being a Bellator champion, Cerrone being a top contender. I see it going Cerrone's way. I know, people say it all the time. There is a big difference in levels between Bellator and the UFC. So I gotta go with Cerrone on that one.
I think that every fighter that comes in from another organization has a hard time acclimating that first UFC fight, the jitters, the excitement. This is something Eddie's been waiting for a long time. So I'm going to lean towards Cerrone because he's been on a roll lately, as well as he's definitely comfortable in the cage. So I'm going to lean towards Cerrone, but I wouldn't be surprised if Eddie was able to pull it off.
I'm going to have to go with, actually depends on what Cerrone shows up. Cerrone's been looking good lately, but I fought him before. He kind of folds in these big fights. So if he gets a big win here, he's close to a title shot. So I would say Cerrone if I had to pick.
Hey, this is Ariane Celeste.
This is Uriah Faber.
UFC lightweight champ Anthony Showtime Pettis.
This is Dan Henderson. You're watching MMA Interviews.
MMA Interviews.
You're watching MMAinterviews.tv.